Yes, and of course, this report follows in from the Select Committee's report a couple of weeks ago, and also last week in Sweden, they did the coronavirus report there, where it's pretty much the same. So, yes, I do recognise it. Yes.
Can you ever be, though, fully prepared for a pandemic? That's the criticism being levelled at the government.
Yes. No, I mean, in fairness, I've done the sort of resilience training at the Easingwold Civil Defence College, as it used to be called. It's something else now. But you go through simulations, but nothing prepares you for what happened here. This was what was called a novel pathogen. That meant that no one really knew what it was. No one expected it to come. And when it arrived, we didn't really understand its transmission. It's only recently, really, we've got into this sort of airborne transmission understanding and the importance of ventilation. So I don't think we were prepared for that. The resilience training that is done was done by government, was about fundamentally a kind of flu pandemic where there would be a vaccine and we kind of knew what to do. As far as coronavirus is concerned, there was at the outset no prospect of a vaccine, and no one really quite knew what to do. I've never experienced a set of circumstances where staff would have to change their PPE 4 or 5 times a day, and normally you change PPE perhaps twice at the outside if you're doing some kind of real barrier nursing. So this just kind of ate into the stocks of PPE in a way that no one was really prepared for. So. All we can say now is, well, let's hope there have been some lessons learned. Report's interesting. It says a lot of the staff that might have been available to manage emergencies were focused on the exit from the European Union and the likely disruption from that. And 2/3 of those staff were involved on Brexit and had to be transferred away from that into the pandemic. And of course, it's the cost, Rosie. If you said to the Treasury, we're going to need 5 billion lots of masks, PPE and whatever it is, and it's going to cost 35 billion. The Treasury would say, well, we're not going to buy 35 billion quid's worth of PPE and put it in a warehouse at Heathrow in case we need to use it. Then, of course, we didn't have the PPE. Suddenly, guess what? Every other country wanted PPE. And guess what? The people making it were in China. And guess what? They were all off sick with COVID. So, it was a mess. There's no question about it. It was a mess.